And I've talked about this prior. Man, I love to recycle topics, don't I? I love it. Topics are awesome to recycle. If you're comparing yourself to others, stop it. Stop it. Welcome back, episode number 9 of The Meadow. I am joined here today by me, myself, and I. It is just me today. For those of you on audio, you'll only be hearing my voice today. For those of you on YouTube, well, you just get to enjoy my face for the time being. I wanted to come on here and tell you about myself, talk about things on my mind. I did not premeditate this podcast. I have a few prompts that I would like to ask myself, but I just wanted to do this podcast to sort of just show you my thinking, my thoughts. I'm going to be unfiltered during this, and I'm just going to talk. That's about it. Now, if someone were to ask me, tell me about yourself, or who are you, I would say that I am a person that thinks a lot. I am always in my head. I am always wondering about the future, wondering about the present, what I can do to make myself better. I am always in thought. And I think that's very important. I think people that think and people that put themselves in a state of thinking, I don't want to say perform better, but often, you find things about yourself, you find things about the outside world, you find things that you want to do. And I think it's very important to think. I'm always thinking. On the drive home from my gym and on the drive to the gym, I just kind of sit there. I rarely listen to music, but I just think. That's all I really do. I talk to myself. Might sound weird, might not sound weird, but I think it's important to just, take some time out of the day, sit yourself down, really think about the future. I know some people might say, hey, it's not really good to think about the future. It's not good to live in the future. It's good to live in the present. And yeah, it is good to live in the present, but I'd also think it's good to plan yourself out, plan what you want to do. Just kind of give yourself a goal in mind, something to always reach for, something to achieve, something to get over. It's always important to have an obstacle in your way, a challenge. If you're not challenging yourself, then your life becomes kind of stagnant. And when you become stagnant, not a lot of good happens. Now, sure, you can be at a comfortable place in your life, but I think that each day you should try to challenge yourself with something, whether that be mental, whether that be physical, whether that be spiritual, whether that be religious, whatever you want to do. I think you should challenge yourself daily and see who you are as a person, see what you can achieve, because I think everyone is capable of doing things beyond belief. Everyone's going to have an opinion about you on what you can do and what you can't do. And I think it's just ultimately up to you. I think if you really want to do something, you can easily do it. And I've talked about this before, and it might sound a little repetitive now for those people that come back and listen to this podcast, but I think that you can really do anything you want in life. Anything. I'm following my dream. I'll talk more about myself right about now. I want to be actually, let's go back. Let's rewind a little bit. I have 2 siblings, a brother and a sister, both in their late 20s. I am the youngest of the 3. I'm 18. And yeah, that's about it for my family. I have a mom and a dad. Yeah, mom and a dad, 2 siblings. Now you might be saying to yourself, Dylan's kind of getting choken up here. He can't really talk by himself. Well, this is something new for me. A solo podcast is something that is very interesting, and it is a very weird dynamic. I have to sit here and talk for an hour, and I love to do it. I've been hyping myself up for the past couple days. I think this is going to be a really cool experiment. Everything in life is experimental. If you're not testing yourself, if you're not experimenting with yourself, then I think you should start to do so. So this is going to be an experiment for me and an experiment for the audience. If this goes well, I'll do some more. If it doesn't, well, this is the last one of them. But I think it's always important to try. Let's see. I went to a few different elementary schools. I'd say the most impactful to me was Vincent Brown. I met two of my closest friends to this day, Ethan and Matt Cuff. I haven't talked to Matt in a while. I'll reach out to him. But Matt, if you're watching this, miss you, dude. Vincent Brown brought me a lot of happiness. There was a lot of things going on in Vincent Brown that were just amazing. We had each Friday, or it might have been like one Friday out of the month, that we used to get this money, right? And it was like if we did good during the week or something, or during that whole month, we would get some like Monopoly money. It wasn't really Monopoly, but it was some form of currency. And then we'd have this like little fair convention thing, and everyone would bring stuff to sell. Then there would be like a jar, and you could guess the amount of candy in the jar, and then you could get the jar of candy. There was face painting. You know, there's just all that type of things, and that was just super fun, and it added to my childhood and made my childhood really nice. We had the jogathon. We had, oh my gosh, book fair. I love the book fair. I wasn't a big reader, but going in there and smelling the smell of books, opening them up, reading the first page, see if you're interested. That was always fun. There was this one series when I was a kid. What was it called? Gustav Gloom. If anyone ever read Gustav Gloom, that was a great series. And if you still want to read it today, you can, because it was a pretty high reading level when I was in third grade. So I mean, if you wanted to read it now, it'd probably still be pretty good. But you never know. Maybe you're not into reading like I am. I'm not really into reading, but I think I should get into reading because reading is important. I wish my vocabulary was a little expanded. I'm trying to practice on my enunciation of words. I tend to slur them and talk really fast. So I think this is an important exercise to help enunciate my words. But back to elementary school. After Vincent Brown, we moved away. I went to Parker Whitney. But before Vincent Brown, there was another school up in Placerville. I forget the name of it. But yeah, talked about it before. But Parker Whitney was good. I was vice president of my 5th grade class. Sorry, McKenna Davidson. I beat you on the 5th grade vice president. And then we ended up going to the same high school, so that was funny. But yeah, I did get chosen to be 5th grade vice president, and I got to pass around candy each Friday to people wearing spirit wear, and it was so fun. I just got to skip class and like go pass out candy to all the first graders, and all the first graders would be like, "Oh, it's a big 5th grader coming in with the candy for spirit wear. I'm wearing green today." And then I give them I don't know if the colors were green. I think they were like blue. Maybe, yeah, I think it was blue. Super fun though. I love being in the leader. I like listening, and I like kind of not following, but actually, yeah, I'll follow. If you're someone important to me and you mean a lot and you're a mentor and I'm learning from you, I'll follow you, sure. I'll listen because it's very important to listen. I listen more than I talk. But I also like to be a leader, and so when I have those skills to lead, like on the baseball field, I was a leader in the classroom. I mean, I wasn't top of my class or anything, but I did have a pretty good GPA. Graduated with a 4.3, I think. Yeah, 4.29, 4.3. So I like to lead in academics. If anyone needs help, sure, I'll help you. I'd love to help any of my friends. And I got help plenty of times from my friends as well. I need help. If you ever need help, don't be scared to reach out and ask for help, because help is very important. It gets you over certain bumps in your life. If you need help mentally, socially, just seek help. It's not just you in this life. It might feel like that sometimes, but there's definitely a lot of people around you that love you, that care about you, that will help you get through things. Back to what I was saying about leadership. Yeah, I think I like to lead. I like to not lead in a way where I point fingers and tell people what to do, but I lead just in my actions. I'd like to show people that, it's good to be happy about certain things, and I kind of keep a positive character throughout the day, And when I'm around my friends, I like to lighten the mood, and I just kind of lead by having a good demeanor about life. I go through life with a positive attitude. I am definitely a optimist. I'm very optimism is very important to me. You might say you're a realist, but I don't know. A realist, you should become optimists if you're a realist. And if you're a pessimist, you should become a realist and then work your way up to an optimist. Because optimism is important in life. And then after Parker Whitney, let's see, where did I go after Parker Whitney? Then I went to Myers, Rockland Academy. It was the feeder school to the middle school / high school I went to. Myers, I loved it. Met one of my best friends also, Evan Anker and Jevy Kang. They were both there. That was an awesome school. Mrs. Kamrar, shout out to you if you ever watch this. This podcast sounds very monotone. My voice isn't really changing. So maybe we'll jump up in voice right now. And so Mrs. Kamrar, you were the best 6th grade. No, just kidding. Mrs. Kamrar, you were the best 6th grade teacher. That was an awesome class. I loved that class. Let's see. After 6th grade, then I went into 7th at my high school because it was 7th through 12th high school. And I loved WSCA, Western Sierra Collegiate Academy. It was a great high school. It had a lot of things to offer. A lot of AP classes. You were required, actually, to take a few AP classes. And I think that really pushed people to try harder, to really test their abilities. And I think it was a very good school. It led me to get good grades. I was surrounded by a lot of good people. WSCA had definitely had a lot of good people, because I think at public schools, so I've heard, there's a lot of fake people, but at WSCA, our group was very tight. Everyone knew each other. It was a small school. I knew everyone in my grade, in my senior class, all 130 of them, 20, I don't know. But yeah, as they're graduating, walking across the stage, I knew them, each one of their names. I've had conversations with each one of them. I am stumbling over my words right now. Let me get a sip of water. But yeah, I think that small school is very cool because it just kind of brought us all together. We all learned from each other. We all bonded in a way that I think public school doesn't really give you. Because at public school, how many people are in your class? 500? So they have 5 times as many people, and you kind of have groups like in the movies. I don't know if it's like the movies, but you do have groups like that. And you're jumping from group to group. But at WSCA, at lunch, everyone was around everyone, so it seemed. Of course, I sat with my friends. I sat with Evan and Gabe and Adam and Caden and Tyler mostly. But then if I wanted, I would go hang out with Jacob. Then I'd go hang out with Garrett or whoever. I would hop around groups, and everyone would hop around groups. Everyone would be mingling around. People would be playing basketball, and it was a good environment, I think, and the admin and the staff, everyone was great there. I think it was a very good school, and I was fortunate enough to get into a great college, and I'm very excited about that. I'm going to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I'm really excited about that. I think for the podcast, what I'm going to do is I'm going to I think I'm going to have a format where it's going to be two hosts, or a host and a co-host. So Garrett will be my co-host, and then the third mic will be up to will be given to a random guest each day. So I'm going to go around campus, ask someone if they'd like to be on the podcast, let them come on. And I think it would be a really cool dynamic between us three. Garrett is very, very smart. I think I am okay at asking questions about starting conversations. So I think that will be an awesome podcast. I will be taking a break for when I'm moving in. The whole first week I probably won't post anything, maybe even the second week. So you probably won't get a podcast out of me for a couple weeks. But once I get settled down and stuff, then Full Throttle will be posting twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. If it does change, then it does. But I am very excited about this podcast. I think it's going to go far. I think that we're all going to grow as people. I'm going to grow. I've made such a big growth since sophomore year. People know me sophomore year, and people know me now, and I have made a big change. I was immature back then. I think of myself as a way more mature person now, and I'm happy that I've talked about it with Yanni, but I think COVID kind of helped out a lot of people and being able to think like we talked about earlier, helping yourself grow, helping yourself realize, hey, I need to work on this aspect of my life, because I think that, maybe I'm not sociable, maybe I'm kind of mean to people, maybe I'm not talking about myself or anything, but I'm just talking about like in terms of anyone, maybe I need to work on my physical skills. Maybe you're at home. I know it's kind of limited, but maybe you're practicing, I don't know, yoga or something at home. Who knows? Anything. Maybe I need to work on my gaming skills. I bet a lot of people got good at gaming over the COVID. I know Jono did. Jono got cracked at Destiny. Straight cracked, man. He'd be cracking people left and right in Destiny. No, he's actually really good, though. Man, 15 minutes in. This is so fun. I know I don't sound excited. I'm trying to take this a little bit more serious. I'm trying to give you an in-depth, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to show you who I am as a person. And if you're around me when I'm not filming a podcast, I'm very similar to what I am now. If I'm having a serious conversation with you, this is how I sound. But I am, when stuff gets fun and we're out hanging, I am a little more rambunctious. I am the more loud one. So it was like if any of you watched the episode Fixer Ticket with Yanni and Jono, that's how I kind of am if I have a lot of energy and I am bouncing off the walls, so to speak. But this is I'm like this. This is how I am in person. If you're having a real conversation with me and stuff, I'll talk like this to you. So this is a transparent thing between me and the audience. I'm not faking anything. This is me. But I think that everyone has, different stages. I'll have there's a sad me. There's a mad me. There's a I'm hanging out with friends me. There's a I'm going to seriously talk me. And this is my serious talk me. I mean, it might not be too serious to you, but my voice and my tone is kind of on the more serious side. And my posture, I look very professional, don't I? Look at me. Well, if you're on audio, then just imagine a man sitting in a chair with his legs crossed, his arms extended out in front of him, and he is staring down into the camera through the abyss. All right. Nothing. I downloaded League of Legends last night, and that game is fun because I used to play a mobile game called Heroes of Order and Chaos. Shout out Ethan. And this game was actually very fun, but I didn't realize that League of Legends was just the PC version of my Pocket Edition, Heroes of Order and Chaos. And I was quick to learn on League of Legends because I'd already played and I'd already understood how the game works and all the mechanics and stuff. I just had to figure out my finger placement on the keyboard and whatnot and figure out the buttons and the binds. But after that, I understood what my job was as a person. There's new characters and stuff and new abilities, but League of Legends is very fun. I think that it is a very skill-based game. You have to think about your role. You have to think about your job. You have to think about the objective of the game. If none of you know what League of Legends is, it's a game. It's I forget the term for it. What is it? Is it a Moab? Let me think. Sorry if I butchered that. Let me see what it is. Because there's different types of games. There's first-person shooters. There's like sandbox games. League of Legends. Let's see what it's called. Guys. Welp. I have not found what it is, and I am sorry, but hold on. I will find it soon. MOBA. Yep, it's called a MOBA. MOBA, which stands for... Let's see what MOBA stands for. I think it's like Multiplayer Online Battle Arena or something. Let's see. Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. Look at that! I'm so smart, aren't I? No, yeah, but League of Legends is a fun game. Also Destiny. Shout out Destiny. I will continue to talk about video games on here because video games are a big aspect of my life. Destiny was very important to me. If I were to get a tattoo in the future, which I probably won't because I want to become an actor, and I know that tattoos on an actor's body are sometimes not the best, because then if you're on scene or something, they might have to cover it up with makeup. I don't know the whole deal with it, because I've seen actors with tattoos, so I'm sure it's fine if I were to get a small little one. So if I were to get one in the future, it'd be a Destiny 1, my favorite game of all time. That game is the best and will always be the best. It is a large learning curve, and I think if you were to ever get into it, it would be a smart decision, because that game will change your life. A lot of people don't like it because you really have to get into it. Okay, I've talked about this before, actually, so I won't talk about it again. But yeah, download Destiny. This is a free sponsorship for Bungie. You're welcome. Because I know so many people watch these videos. We're sitting around 400,000 viewers right now. I'm just kidding. No. My views have been going down, but I think that's just because the market is dipping. Because, people are selling their stocks right now of the Meadow podcast. We're sitting about $260 on the first episode. People are selling off. Right now we're sitting about $45 a share. We will reach back up probably around $250 within the next month. Then from there, I think that it will be an exponential growth. But of course, with every market, there is always an up and there is always a down. People are always selling high and buying low. Speaking of selling high and buying low, I encourage you to invest your money. It is a very smart thing to learn to invest and learn to put your money to work. I am currently sitting in Ethereum. I love Ethereum. I won't share how much I have. I just don't want to say anything. But I actually love Ethereum, and I love the aspect of investing your money and watching it grow. I have seen a lot of growth. I have seen a lot of dips. I have been very sad. I've been very happy. But I will leave that in there in Ethereum for probably about 10 years. When I put it in there, I really forgot about it, and I haven't thought about it since. I thought about it, but I just haven't thought about taking it out. I have no desire to take it out. I have no need to take it out. I will work in college at there's a local Shake Shack on campus, so that's where I plan to work. That's where I plan to make my money. I want to get a PC, because I know PCs will definitely be fun. I'm just going to put my computer on Do Not Disturb, because I do not want people disturbing this podcast. Why would I want this podcast to be disturbed? I put my leg down because I was getting uncomfortable. All right, I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to click the button to play it again. For all of you on audio, I bet you can hear me coming back to the mic. I'm sorry for that long pause. You were probably like, what is going on? Did Dylan get abducted? No, I did not get abducted. I am still here. I just had to step away to re-record the podcast. I'm working on getting a video camera. Do not get mad at me. Right now I'm using a photography camera that caps out about 23 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm sorry about that. But we have resumed. For those of you listening, I apologize. It will happen one more time during the podcast. But just remember, I will always be back. I will always be around. I just happened to leave for a few seconds. Thank you. All right. Next, what were we talking about? Were we talking about video games? I don't know what we were talking about. Let's get into another topic. If I were to ask myself questions, I say, who are you as a person? What are you as a person? Describe your character. I think that I am a very interesting individual. I think that my drive and my motivation in life is what gets me to the position I am in now. Most people don't start a podcast at 18, and I think that's very cool. But although I have seen a lot of people do other things, a lot of people create music at our age. Evan creates beats. One of my friends, Travis, creates music. Well, more of a... I haven't spoke to him since like 8th grade, but if you were listening, Travis, we're friends, okay? Just say we're friends. But he creates music. I know a lot of people that create music, not just him. It's just he texted me the other day, so that's why I thought of his name. Anyways, there's a lot of people that do things, people that create TikToks. There's a lot of people that do things at our age, and I think it's really cool, especially because in this day and age, I think the kids want to be put their abilities to use, because I think everyone has an ability in life. I think everyone is so unique and so important. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but if you want to do something, do it. No one's holding you back, unless they are, unless you have like your wrists held back by like someone and they're not letting you go. That was forget I said that, okay? Forget I said that. But yeah, I'm very fortunate to have started a podcast. Thank you for my dad for helping me out with all this equipment. Thanks to myself for selling some of my own things to buy some of this equipment. My dad is my number one supporter. So is my mom. I have a lot of number one supporters. I'm just going to say they're all number one supporters. But thank you for everyone who has ever supported me and believed in me. And thank you, honestly, for the if there's any haters out there that don't believe in me, because that really fuels me. And I think that it's important to have people that, don't really believe in you, because it kind of pushes you to do better. And I feed off that. So thank you. I'm not saying because right now it sounds like I'm talking like I have 1 million followers on YouTube. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't know what I'm saying. I know I don't have a big following, but I know one day I will. And I'm not saying that in a way of, I'm not boasting. I'm not being, what's that word? It's like confidence, but you want to help me out, me? Oh, yeah. That word is arrogance. Oh, thanks, me. No, yeah, I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything. I'm not trying to talk down on anyone. I am just saying I am happy that I was able to start this podcast at the age I am, because I think if I continue this and I continue it for the next couple years, 3, 4, 5, I think it will definitely go somewhere, and I hope that I change someone's life, because it's not about changing the masses. It's just about changing like one life. If you change one person's life, you know how good that feels? Not that I have. I don't know. I don't know if I've changed anyone's life. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I'm sure everyone has changed someone's life. I know someone's changed my life. Many people have changed my life. But if you are able to change one person's life in your lifetime, I think that is so awesome, because the ability to be someone who is looked up to be someone who is listened to be someone that is cared about, if someone listens to you and if someone is taking the time out of their day to really understand what you're saying and what you're speaking into their life, maybe you're saving someone's life in another way. Maybe it's not talking to them. Maybe it's like physical. Maybe you jumped in front of a car for someone. But I'm just saying, if someone thought about you in a way that you changed their life, then that really means something, If someone told me that I changed their life, I would be so happy. That would be so awesome if someone said, "Hey, man, you really changed my life doing this. You really changed my life saying this," or something. Or maybe someone's listening right now that is having a hard time in life. And what I would say to you is, you're not in it alone. People are here for you. I'm here for you. If I know you personally, I'm definitely here for you. If I don't know you personally, hey, reach out to me. I could help you. I could talk to you. I could speak some things into your life that would be beneficial for you. But just know you're not alone. Just know there's always someone for you. Just know it'll get better. I think everything in life gets better. You might hit a rock bottom, but, I think from there, it does get better. So just always look at the positive sides in life. Like I said, just be optimistic. And I'm very fortunate, because I know a lot of people go through anxiety, depression, stress, any other thing. And I'm fortunate enough to not have to deal with that as much as other people. And I feel for those people. I have sympathy and, well, I don't know the difference, empathy or sympathy. But you have to really feel for those people that go through those things, because some of us are fortunate enough to not go through those things. And I have before. I've been sad, of course. I've been depressed, sure. But you have to feel empathy for those people that go through that every day, and you have to be there for those people that go through that every day, because not all of us need help in life, and not all of us are feeling okay, at this time and place. Like right now, I'm doing good in life. I'm feeling good. Sure, I'll have sad days, but I'm feeling good. But, someone in my life that's important to me, maybe they're not feeling too well. And that's not their fault at all. If you have depression, if you have anxiety, if you have anything, that's not your fault at all. That is just life. And life is a pain in the butt. So, be there for those people. Be there for them. Be their saving grace, just talk to them. And everyone needs some form of help. Don't live this life alone. Don't live this life solo. Don't do a podcast solo. I'm just kidding. I'm doing a podcast solo. No, but be there for people, man. I don't know what I was trying to say earlier. I kind of got a little stumbled up in my words because I thought I was saying something mean, but I wasn't saying anything mean. Because sometimes when I'm filming these podcasts, I think I'm saying something that sounds mean, but I think when people listen back to it, because I overthink a lot and I overanalyze. And what I said about what I said, I was like, fortunately, I don't go through depression. And that just kind of, when I thought about it in my head, I was like, that kind of sounds mean. I'm being transparent right now. I'm giving you my thoughts right now. But in retrospect, in hindsight, that was not mean. That was just me saying that some people are going through things and some people aren't going through things. So be there. So if you're in a stable place, be there for the people that are going through things. All right? That's what I was trying to say, just clarifying that. Because if I didn't clarify that, I would have thought about it for the next 15 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Maybe I wouldn't even posted this podcast. I think a lot, and I go in my brain travel. Maybe that's what I need to work on. I need to stop. It's important to think, but maybe I need to stop overthinking. Maybe I need to stop overanalyzing everything that I do. Maybe I should just cut my fingernails on. Maybe I should clip my fingernails on this podcast. Even though that's weird, even though I would never post that, maybe I should. Maybe I should just do things that unfiltered. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. I hope you guys like this podcast. I hope you guys like me talking about my thoughts. Back to what I was saying, though. Be there for people. Understand that people go through things. Understand that not everyone is okay. Understand that probably no one is okay. Everyone has something going on. So be there for people. All right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jeremiah. I know you're listening, Jeremiah. Thank you, Christina. I know you're listening, Christina. Thank you. I'm here for you. Let's jump into a topic that is far too familiar for everyone here. Let's talk about roller coasters. What is a roller coaster? A roller coaster is a metaphor for life. Everyone has been in a roller coaster, that was the noise, for all of you on the audio, that was the noise of a roller coaster going up. Everyone has felt like they're reaching the very tippy top of a roller coaster. You're so happy in life. And then that was the noise of your roller coaster going down. I don't know how that was a down roller coaster, but it was. And what that means is that everyone in life has been at a high, and everyone in their life has been at a low. So it's important to understand that life is full of ups and downs, and it is important to always stand back up. Always put yourself in a position where you're able to get back up and you're able to keep trying for that dream, able to keep trying for that passion. Because it's never too late. I talked about this yesterday. It is never too late to do anything. It is never the end. It is never the be-all. It is never the final. You can always do anything you want. Man, I could be 60 right now. I could be 70. I could be 80, and I could be doing this podcast. It didn't matter in age. I just wanted to do it now. I wanted to get a jump start. But, I mean, there even is no jump start. You can do it at any age. You can jump start your life at 80. Boom. Dude, a year is such a long period of time. You can do anything in a year. Let's think about, what was I doing a year ago? What's the month right now? August? Yeah. A year ago, I was starting my senior year of high school. That's crazy. What have I done since then? I finished my senior year of high school. I got into a great college. I traveled to Hawaii. I came back from Hawaii. I hung out with friends all summer. I learned a lot in that year. I developed as a person, developed as my character. And look at me now. A year later, I've started a podcast. Dude, anything can happen in a year. That's so crazy. So awesome. Let's get into, since I was on the topic of college, I want to talk about what I wrote in my college application. Maybe some of you out there are writing your college applications. And I was very transparent in my college applications, and it was very funny. But what I talked about in my applications is about my thoughts, how I think a lot, how I, try to invent things, try to make myself a better person, how my unorthodox way of thinking, which I kind of think sort of backwards. I think from the future till now, and I say, what can I do from now to make me then? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know what I'm trying to say, man. This is getting hard. It's not getting hard. I could talk for another 45 minutes. I could talk for another 45 years. It's not getting hard. I'm trying to keep this an engaging conversation, because I know some of you out there are probably, it's the 36th minute of the podcast, and some of you are saying, man, I really want to shut this off. He's not talking about anything cool. Well, you know what I say to you? You stay on this podcast right now. You stay on here and you listen for the rest of this podcast. We have 24 minutes left, so you sit down and you listen to this podcast. All right? That's what I say to you. And you say, okay. What I talked about in my podcast is my ability to communicate with people. My ability to connect with people, my ability to ask them questions that are very personal. I like to get personal fast. And some of you might say, hey, that's kind of weird. Why are you trying to get personal so fast? I think it's very important to get personal quick, because, well, first, meet the people, establish a friendly character, but then, get personal. People want to answer questions about themselves. People want you to ask them questions about themselves. If you ask those personal questions, then they are like, okay, this person cares about me. This person wants to hear. Maybe they need that person to ask them a question. Maybe they need someone to listen to them. You know what I mean? So I've noticed that one of my greatest abilities, what I wrote about in my college essay, is my ability to communicate. And I think it's very important to put yourself out there, to, take down any walls you have in front of you, and make yourself vulnerable. It's important to be vulnerable. Be charismatic. Is that the word? Charisma. Fallout 4, charisma, if you want to level up your skills. Charisma is a good one to level up, because then you could talk to people very well, and you could get yourself going to good places in life with high charisma. Maybe you don't have high charisma. Maybe you are shy. Maybe you don't like talking to people. Okay, that's fine. See what other abilities you have. See what your best ability is in life. Maybe your best ability is, really. Maybe your best ability is caring for people on a physical level. Maybe you're not the best talker, but maybe you love to care for people that are sick. Maybe you want to be a doctor. You don't have to be too charismatic to be a doctor. Maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you want to be a surgeon. Surgeons have to be quiet. Scalpel. Then you work for a little bit. Plunger. Work for a little. I don't know what you have a plunger for, but a lot of different skills in different places. Maybe you are. If you're not so outgoing, maybe you think about things a lot. So maybe you're a writer. Maybe you write down all your thoughts. Maybe you're a musician. Maybe the only way you like to talk is through a mic, and you want to be a musician. You want to sing, and you want to play guitar. Maybe that's what you are. Maybe you're not so good at talking physically, so you talk through poetry. Maybe you're not so good at, maybe you're great at sports. Find your greatest ability, because we are all given an ability in life. So find what that is. See what you're capable of. Everyone's capable of anything, but see what you do best and apply it in life. Follow your dreams. Find that passion. I mentioned it yesterday. but really put yourself out there. And really be yourself. I also talked about this, and I tend to not really care about what people think. Sure, I will listen to you. Sure, I will take in your advice. But if you're saying something that is mean, you're saying something that won't benefit me as a human being, then I'll block you out. I don't have to listen to you. If you're saying, I don't think your podcast is going to work. Not that anyone has said this. No one has said this to me. Everyone's been very nice because I have a great friend group. But say I get a hater one day, a big hater, and they're like, man, your podcast sucks. You know what I'm going to say? Thanks. Thanks, it does suck. And then I'll slurp it up like a vacuum. I'll slurp up all that hate, and then I'll just spit it right back out into great stuff, positivity. I'll say, thanks, bro. You too. You're awesome. And then I'll be like, look at me. My podcast is working. I sound so, I don't know. I don't want to sound like, never mind. Moving on. What else did I talk about in this? Let's see what I've talked about. Talked about thought. I know I talked about something funny in here. Let me see if I can find it. Because this thing was really funny. I talked about how I stole a marble once. Let me see if I can find it. I want to see what I talked about. 1 second. Maybe it was in a different one. You see. I know I talked about it somewhere in here. Why can't I find it? I'll just paraphrase it. I can't find it. But I talked about how when I was 6, I stole a marble from a church. And I talked about that marble must have meant something. Because till this day, even when I was 6, how long ago was this? This was 12 years ago. For some reason, it has always stuck with me. And I don't know why it has, but it has to mean something. It's not that I feel of guilt. I don't feel guilty about stealing the marble. I don't like look back and man, I wish I never stole that marble because I don't have any regrets. I look back and say, why did I steal that marble? Why is that marble still stuck with me 12 years later? And I've thought about it a lot, and it led me to write about it in my applications to UC colleges. And I wish I found it, but I really need to find this because it wrote something in here that was actually important. But my senior quote was, I stole a marble from a church when I was 6. Let me see if I can find it. Stole a marble. Oh, here we go. I found it. I'll read this to you. I don't know if I'm supposed to read this. I don't know if I'm allowed to read this, but I will read it to you because I don't know if the UC application is going to be like, wait, you can't release that. I don't know. I stole a marble from church when I was 6. It was something so small and insignificant, and yet this guilt, I used guilt lightly in this. It wasn't, I don't know why I used guilt. It seemed the only word that would fit. Remained, maybe I have a better one. Let me see. Oh, yeah, okay. Something so small and insignificant. Nope, that's the wrong one, too. I'm sorry, guys. I'll find it. I'll go back to this one. Maybe I won't go back to that one. Yeah, let's go to this one. For all of you watching this, I'm sorry. For all of you listening, I did have a big break there. I'm just trying to find this because I think this is very important. I would like to believe that the marble and its significant attachment to me serves as a representation for how I think to this day. Perseverant and unrelenting. In fact, my perseverance drives me to find solutions to challenging predicaments. I can think back to when that was, in hindsight, I'm going to be completely honest with everyone right now in the audience. I don't know why I just read that to you. I don't know what the significance of that was. What I wrote in my UC application sounded terrible. It's probably why I didn't get into Berkeley. I wish I never read that to you. I wish I didn't waste your time. Just kidding, I have no regrets, but I'm sorry. Let's move on. Hi, Mom. My mom just walked by. Anyways, what should we get into now? We're on the 45th minute of the Meadow, episode number 9. Now, what would you say the most challenging thing in your life was, Dylan? And I think the most challenging thing in my life was how much my life changed. And I'm happy that all of this change occurred. I lived in 11 different houses. My parents might be like, well, don't share that. Don't share. My mom's looking at me right now. Hi, Mommy. Oh, gosh. But I think, what? Oh, Mama, this is live. They're all listening to you right now. Yeah, I know. My mom is right. I did live in one house for the majority of my life. Okay, but back to what I was saying. Change is very important. And I think all that moving that I went through and all the new friends that I had to meet, all the new schools I went to, I think despite how bad that sounds or anything, it doesn't sound bad at all, actually. It sounds really good. All of that change I went through was very important. And I think all that change I had to go through is what led me to be a person that really lives off change today. And I talked about it at the beginning of the podcast, but I go through each day wanting to find something new challenging, something that will change me and change my character, change my demeanor. But I always keep the same core values, but change is important. I'm going away to college, big change. After that, I'm going to get my own apartment, big change, boom. I mean, a lot of people go through this change, but maybe I'll find a girlfriend, big change, boom. Maybe I'll get a role in acting, big change, boom. I'm going to go re-record this podcast. Hold on one second. I don't know. The mic, and we're coming back through the teleporter. This is Dylan on the Meadow. But yeah, change is important. Always put yourself through change. Do not become stagnant in life. Do not become a resting pond with mosquitoes on it. Because a resting pond with mosquitoes on it is really gross. That'd be a swamp, actually. I just burped. I am so sorry. That came out, and it wasn't meant to come out. But I'm going to leave that in there just because I want to be transparent with you, and I want you to know everything about me because I love you guys. So, back to what I was saying. I think that change is super important. And I think that if you... Hi, Mom. What are you doing with the lettuce? Oh, you're feeding the bunnies? She's going to go feed the bunnies. If you're not going day to day, wanting change, wanting growth, wanting something more than yesterday, and I've talked about this prior. Man, I love to recycle topics, don't I? I love it. Topics are awesome to recycle. If you're comparing yourself to others, stop it. Stop it. If you're jealous about what others have achieved and what others are doing, stop it. Use jealousy lightly. Use it as a motivation. Don't compare yourself to others and say, I want to be them. You are yourself. You are your own person. Compare yourself to yourself. Compare yourself to your yesterday's self and grow from that. That's where the most change will happen. That's where the most growth will happen. Don't say, hey, I wish I was Billy. Billy has $4 million. Billy is making $100,000 a year. Billy has beautiful kids and a wife. Don't compare yourself to Billy. You're not Billy. You're unique. You're yourself. And you are you. Compare yourself to your yesterday self and grow from that. Because jealousy is the number one what am I trying to say? Jealousy is the number one mood killer. No, but jealousy is not good. Sure, be jealous to motivate you. Be jealous to drive. I'm jealous of Logan Paul in a good way. I want Logan Paul has done it right. And for all of you out there, I look up to Logan Paul. Logan Paul is a great person. For all of you that say, oh, Logan Paul is so stupid. Logan Paul has made a 180 in his life, and he has done exactly what every person should do. He has stepped back from his wrongs. He has analyzed his wrongs, and he has made great improvements from his wrongs. He is a great person today, and he has done so much for everybody around him, for himself. And, what did he do? He compared himself to himself. He said, the person I was yesterday is not the person I want to be today. And he developed as a character. He developed as a person. And he really showed his community and his people that he can do it. He can be a good person. And he was a good person before. He just made a few mistakes. A few mistakes that were very impactful on his character, not good on his personnel. But he grew from it. He challenged the status quo. Normal. I want to talk about this, leading into my next topic. What does normal mean? Do you consider yourself normal? I hate the word normal. You should be more normal, said someone. Why aren't you just normal? Why can't you just be like the rest of us? I don't want to. Not that anyone said this, but people call me weird. I love that. Call me weird all you want. But people that strive to be normal, I use that with air quotes because normal is such a silly word. If you consider yourself normal and you strive to be normal, quit it. Why would you want to be what everyone else is? And not that no one is normal. Everyone is unique in their own aspect. Everyone is so crazy complex. I'm just saying people strive to be normal with air quotes. People strive to be, hey, I want to be a cool kid. I want to be like that group of people that everyone likes it. They're so popular. I want to be normal. No, don't be normal. What do normal people ever do in life? Not that I'm saying, why do I always catch myself? Maybe I just need to be unfiltered. I'm not going to catch myself no more. I'm going to get canceled right away because I want to be canceled. I want you to cancel me because that's not normal. It is not normal to be canceled. Actually, no. Actually, it's pretty normal to be canceled now. Everyone gets canceled. Who cares? If you're striving to be someone that you aren't, if you're striving to be not yourself, quit it. Stop it. Be yourself, whatever yourself is. And maybe yourself is that popular normal kid. Sure, be yourself. But that is that person. If I'm Dylan and then there's John, and John is a popular person, he's being himself. Why would I want to be like John? Why am I going to put myself in John's shoes? And why do I want to be popular, so to speak? Because popular isn't me. I'm weird. I'm interesting. I'm complex. And so is everyone else in this world. But, I think about myself differently than others think about themselves. I think about myself as a weird person. And people think about me as a weird person. I'm sitting right now 52 minutes into a podcast. I have been staring at a camera for the last 52 minutes, talking to myself and you, of course. That is weird, isn't it? And I love that. I love weird. Man, I love weird. Woo. Woo. I have a massive headache. Man, be yourself. Be someone that is better than yesterday's self. Be someone you look up to. I look up to myself in a way. If I was someone else, I'd say, man, that guy is so cool for starting a podcast. That guy is so cool for following his dreams. I am cool for following my dreams. I like that. I like the fact that I'm chasing acting. I like the fact that I'm chasing a podcast. I like the fact that I'm trying to change people's lives in a way that is different from, other. You might think, changing lives is a doctor. Yep, changing lives. Awesome. Firefighter. Yep, changing lives. Awesome. Those are so cool. Awesome. I'm changing someone's life through words. They're changing someone's life through physical ways. And both are changing lives, which is so cool. The fact that I can change someone's life just through the words I'm speaking into a microphone is crazy. It's crazy to think about. I hope someone out there today is watching this and saying, you know what, Dylan? Despite how unstructured this podcast was, despite how little you talked about and topics that were, important to me, despite how you jump between topics like a kangaroo on Labor Day. I don't know what that means, but despite everything that this podcast has entailed, and maybe I will do this again. I kind of liked it. Maybe you guys won't like it. Maybe this will get bad reviews, but despite everything that this podcast entailed today, I hope that one of you out there said, hey, that 30-second segment about kangaroos hopping on Labor Day, that really helped me. That 30-second segment on what it means to be yourself, hey, that helped me. Good. I hope it did. I hope it did help you. And I hope that I continue to help you. Right now we're at episode 9. I hope to reach episode 300 within the next 2 years. So by 2023, you will see episode 300. See how I'm thinking about the future? Oh, man, I got to stop doing that. It's good, but I do it too much. I stress myself out, become anxious. Ugh, it's not good. It's good, but it's not good at the same time. Do it, but do it in a minimal manner. I don't know if that's a term, but do it in a way that you think about it once and you don't think about it again. I've thought about the future. I've planned my future out, and I should step away. I shouldn't think about it. Now I should live in the present. I should say, hey, I have that goal. I have that achievement in mind. I want to reach that. Now let's work on it. Boom, it's there. It's in the future. Now I got to work on the present. I got to work on myself right now, and I really got to put my boots on. I really got to, tie them up. Even though I don't ever wear boots, I always wear these Birkenstocks that are very worn out. For those of you on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I just showed my foot. I'm sorry that you cannot witness my foot because that is worth a lot of money, as many foots are. So if you wanted to see a foot, come over to YouTube, take a screenshot of my foot, and post it on your social media saying, I have a picture of Dylan McDonald's, host of the Meadow podcast, foot. You probably will get some money for it. Ooh, you know what I want to talk about? NFTs. Speaking of pictures, speaking of digital art, NFTs are so sick. I wish I had the money to invest in an NFT. But, I mean, some NFTs are very cheap, but why wouldn't you want a CryptoPunk? Why wouldn't you want a JPEG picture of some very, what am I trying to say? Pixelized art. NFTs are so sick. Digital art. Why? For how much we're moving into the future in the digital and autonomous realm, why wouldn't you want something that in 10 years, NFTs are going to be huge? Crypto is going to be huge. It's huge now, but I'm just saying, why wouldn't you want to be in something that is so awesome and so next generation? Someone might say, but it's just a picture. It's just a JPEG of LeBron James on a 32-bit picture. I don't know if it's 32 bits. It probably is. 32 pixels. Well, because I do want that. Because no one else has it. Well, you could just screenshot it, right? No. What I own is I own the rights on the blockchain to that picture, and my picture is the only one of its kind. My picture is the only picture. Now you might say, but you could easily just screenshot and have it as your background, and then I have the same picture that's worth $300,000. No, you can't. I could paint the Mona Lisa, and I could say, look I have the Mona Lisa in my house. It's not the Mona Lisa, though. The Mona Lisa is sitting in a museum right now, and it's worth an amount that is, I'm sure it's like on, what is it called when something is so expensive that you can't put a price on it? Hey, what is it called? It is called, I don't know. Ooh. Actually, I forgot what it's called. What is it called? Priceless. Thank you, me. Thank you, me, myself, and I. It's called Priceless. And the Mona Lisa is definitely priceless, and you are priceless. Everything in life things have a price to it. My phone is about $1,000. This mic in my hand is about $400. Things do have a price, but things that don't have a price are things that mean something to you. So maybe this mic was very important to me, and maybe this mic's name was Billy. I used Billy twice in today's episode, and I applaud myself for that. But Billy is so important to me and means so much. He is a priceless thing to me, and of course I personified him because he is a living thing. Look at Billy walking around. Doot, 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 doot. Billy is priceless to me. Anything can be priceless in life if it means something to you. in a way that other things don't. This chapstick, let me show you this chapstick. This chapstick is priceless to me. Oh, I can't. I did not show the brand because I want to get a brand deal from you. Sponsor me one day. Sponsor me, please. I want to be sponsored by you because you are the best chapstick. For those of you that don't know what chapstick this is, it is an oval-shaped chapstick. I cannot say the name because I don't want to give a free sponsorship. But how would they know that I want to be sponsored? Okay, you know what? Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula, please sponsor me. Original flavor. This is the best chapstick in the universe. So, if you're looking for a brand deal, I'm talking as if I have 50,000 subscribers or something. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm just going to have an insane following. Oh, by the way, go follow my TikTok at the Meadow Podcast. TheMeadowPodcast. The Meadow Podcast. T, M, and P are capitalized and the rest is lowercase. Go follow me on TikTok. Go watch those videos. Go get it up. TikTok does have a lot of exposure, so I think that if one of my videos does go viral, then these YouTube videos and Spotify and Apple Podcasts will be getting more views upon the future endeavors of the podcast. And I think that wraps today's episode up. I do have a headache, and I am ready to go edit this and post it tomorrow morning. I'm going to watch this back because I do not know if this is interesting at all. But if it was, please leave a comment and say, "Hey, Dylan, I liked your podcast today, being yourself." And I'm going to say, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the fact that you enjoyed today's episode." Now, I do have to go get my bunnies. My bunnies are outside. They have been outside for a while now, and I feel kind of bad. This has been episode 9 of The Meadow. Thank you for watching. Peace.